What's up, everybody? I don't know if this is a video to myself or to future me, to to anyone that wants to be part of the journey. But yeah, I just feel like I need to record these. I'm going to do them every couple of days. Not when I feel the motivation, because I recognize that feeling motivation is a very unsure way of actually getting shit done. You got to be disciplined, and I think that's part of why I want to record this journey, because I've started 1, 2, 3, 4 businesses that I know of. There's probably others that I've tried, but that I can actually identify. 5 actually. And those 5 businesses. Two of them came pretty close to really getting off the ground, and one of them really came close. And anyway, I've tried 5 businesses. None of them got over the hill of momentum, which is what you need when you start a business. And so I went into full-time employment in 2021 in my chosen profession and sort of industry, which is Web3. Back then it was called crypto. Web3 was just starting to take shape as a term. And today's date is the 12th of November, 2025. And I am embarking on the journey of a big dream of mine. It's a dream of mine since I was in my late teens, to start a media company. I've always wanted to own a media company, almost a media empire. I wanted to start my own radio station in my teens, and so part of this media empire is sort of part of that dream, I guess. But there's so many different circumstances that come with getting the motivation to move forward with this kind of dream. I got laid off from my first Web3 employment in, I think it was 2024, January 2024. And that was really hard, and I came really close. But the stability of a monthly income from another company that's already raised funds, that's already raised VC money, that stability is it's so helpful, for your peace of mind, especially when it's good money. Like Web3 is good money. There's no two ways about that. And that stability is just, you can't put a price on stability and peace of mind. But this is where I am now, I got the job at Supra, which I love. I love my job. I mean, I don't know if my Supra friends, colleagues are going to see this, they might one day. And so there's nothing against Supra. I love Supra. I love my work. I absolutely love my job. Love it. But I need more, I need more money. Because of those 5 business failures, I've got myself into a fair bit of debt. And it scares the shit out of me, and the thought of ever losing my position at Supra is also frightening, because I don't have backup funds. I'm not disciplined as a spender, which is bad. But also you can't change your personality. Sometimes you have to adapt to who you are, and who I've been raised to be. That's just me. So how do you overcome that? I don't know. We'll get there. We'll figure that out. But anyway, this is day 1 of the video, day 1 of the diary of starting the Kernel Media. The Kernel Media is part of my big dream of owning and running a media empire that makes a difference, that makes an impact in the world. I want to make an impact in the world. I want to make a difference. What kind of difference? I don't know. All of that has changed and evolved, as you get older. 40 years old, almost 41 now. You go through so much. I mean, I'm currently going through a divorce, and is the divorce part of that? Maybe a little bit, but I think it's also, it's a couple of things. It's the instability of a startup that I work for. And again, I love Supra, so nothing against Supra. And hopefully by the time these videos are public, Supra is killing it. And I still work for Supra. So that would be my ultimate. I would love that. So I'm really hoping that Supra kills it. And I want to be part of that. So part of the Kernel Media is actually, at the moment, my plan is to launch the Kernel Media NFT and token on the Supra Layer 1 blockchain within the Supra ecosystem. Get the token on exchanges like Mexi and Gate. Go from there, because Bybit's big money. I don't want to spend huge money. Just get the token on there so that, you know, the reality is we can use funds for marketing, for business development, etc. That's the reality. You know, Web3 is about that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because the NFTs are going to represent ownership in the Kernel Media. And I'm excited for that, but obviously there's regulatory challenges around that. So I have no doubt that I'll be able to overcome those challenges. We'll get there. But yeah, I've been inspired by AI Garden. Judd Levy, he wrote and built an entire NFT platform, AI NFT platform, and he's a teacher. He did it entirely himself using ChatGPT. It's been months and months of late nights, and that inspired me. That story inspired me. I can be like, yo, fuck this. I don't need to wait for a coder to build a proof of concept. I have ChatGPT now. I can do this. So I've started hacking away. I was going to do it on Solana, but there's a little insight. No one knows this in my work in the Supra ecosystem, but I was approached by Solana to be their representative in South Africa, to head up the South African Supra team. I went through 6 rounds of interviews. I was looking very positive, and then heard nothing. One guy in France, no names mentioned, but one guy in France blocked me, said I didn't know enough about Solana, and in my opinion, that is your loss, you know. But also kind of, you know, the universe takes us down paths that sometimes just work out, you know. I think, yeah, feel like maybe that was right. But because of how they treated me, no message to say, sorry, James, thank you for your interviews, thank you for your time, thank you for your proposals. I put together 2 proposals, very, very in-depth, lots of budgeting, all of that. Not a single message to say, sorry, you didn't get the position, we've hired someone. You know, like, just poor. So I hope they see this one day. We'll see. But it's not a thing against Solana, the Solana ecosystem. Love you guys. You know, maybe I'll deploy on Solana one day. Solana could fly. But yeah, that was hurtful. And it's kind of made me go, well, I'm not gonna deploy on Solana. I'm not gonna launch there first, just because there's users, there's liquidity, there's adoption there, all of those great things you need for a Web3 company. I'm gonna fight. It's kind of put a little fight in me, looking at the Supra ecosystem, going, you know what? We can do this. I can actually be part of building the Supra ecosystem, and I'm excited for that. It's hard. It's gonna be fucking hard because Supra is small. Why would users come to the Supra ecosystem when they can go to Solana, Sui, Ethereum, Binance Chain, Avalanche, Cosmos, Polkadot? Why would they choose Supra? Well, I do believe that the Supra tech is phenomenal. I genuinely believe that. So that's one reason. And we've just got to hope that everyone involved is working hard enough and, you know, and makes the right strategic decisions to make that happen. And I believe I can be one of those people. So yeah, this is video 1 of a diary of me building the Kernel Media. It's going to take discipline. I'm also, I mean, funny enough, just honest here, why not? I'm also currently this would be day 4 of no alcohol. I love a beer, absolutely love it. And I'm not like one of those alcoholics, and, you know, like, I'm not an addiction expert. I do have people very close to me who have alcohol problems and addiction problems. And so I've seen their journey and what they've gone through. So I'm very aware of it, right? But I love a beer. I love the end of the day, crack open a beer, being with friends, have a beer. But the problem is no two ways about the fact that if you do that regularly, the next day it affects your motivation, your serotonin levels, and those are key to running a startup, to starting something. So on day 4, no alcohol. I'm not gonna be having no alcohol forever. I think I just want to go a couple of days to get to get my serotonin levels back, cleanse the system a bit, and use it as an opportunity to kickstart the discipline. Social media is another big problem. I am diagnosed ADHD. I get stuck in social media doom scrolling far too easily. Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. It's just so easy for me just to get on a doom scroll and waste hours, and it's so unhelpful. So I want to do something about that as well. Take those apps off my phone. I'm currently building a following on TikTok at the moment around my soccer fanaticism. So I kind of want to keep that moving. So I might, block TikTok to be like twice a week or something. I think I might delete Instagram. There's a couple of good friends of mine who we send reels to each other, and that's gonna, I'm gonna miss that. So we'll have to get through that and past that and figure that shit out. But yeah, that's just a diary of day one of starting the Kernel Media. Where am I now? So the thing is, I want to start off with creating a voting interface, a voting platform for the NFT holders to vote on business direction. So the business will come up with, we need to hire a director of marketing. We need to hire, a CEO. I don't necessarily want to be the CEO. I definitely feel like I'll be a really good face of the brand, a really good founder, but I don't know if I want to be the CEO or the operations director or that kind of position. So anyway, have an interface where business direction, it's standard shareholders meetings, right? Once a quarter. And the NFT holders would log in, their wallet is connected, they read the NFT, they're able to then see the proposals and vote on those proposals. Yes, no, abstain, whatever it may be. And so I've started building that interface with no coding experience. I mean, 2006, I started working on HTML, and that's helpful, I must say. So I understand, some of the basics of reading different text files, whether they may be, CSS files or HTML files or whatever. I think some XCS is all these new different types of files that the interface will need to read, and I don't know all the lingo, but ChatGPT is helping me. So I started on Moonbeam because I was going to go to Polkadot. It's my original venture into the Web3 world, into an ecosystem, was the Polkadot ecosystem. And I love my friends there, and I was going to put together a proposal for some funds, some seed funds, and then do a public raise. But I'm feeling in my heart Supra is the way forward here, and that's hard because I've been chopping and changing. Do I do Solana? Do I do Polkadot? Do I do Supra? And I've literally, over the last month, been, which one do I choose? And I feel like I'm coming to a point where, I'm going to go with Supra because I want to help Supra grow as well. And I believe that this can. So yeah, day one, tonight I'm playing cricket. So I'll probably be home pretty late. Won't be able to do much work on it tonight, but hopefully tomorrow. I just wanted to make this video of, day one of the diary. It's Wednesday, the 12th of November, 2025. And let's hope that by the time you guys see this, maybe in a year's time, Kernel Media is moving. So yeah, there we go. James Preston out. Video 1, 40.75 years old, ready to fucking move forward in a big way and change his life. Start making a difference in the world, building his dream, making the difference he wants to make, and then being remunerated for that. So that's what I'm excited for. That's what I am That's what I am passionate about. But passion doesn't last. It's not a daily thing. I recognize today is a day that I'm making a statement. I'm putting my foot down that it's not passion. It's not motivation that's going to get you through. It's discipline. Discipline is what is going to get me through this fucking startup phase. So let's do this. Thanks for watching. Sorry it was long. Get used to the rest.